Now, just because we can't or shouldn't own exotic pets doesn't mean that we can't admire them. They're pure in all forms, if I do say so myself. And just like we love human babies, everything from puppies to kittens, wild animal infants are not an exception. They're cute, adorable, kissable little critters who'll have you feeling all warm and gushy on the inside. Now here's a list of baby animals, both domesticated and wild, you need to smother with love before you kick the bucket. Number 1. Baby owls. Like all baby birds, owlets are distinctly different from mature adult birds. These young birds have a great deal of soft, fluffy down and generally lack clear markings. But their facial discs are one of the first plumage features to develop. The shape, size, and color of the disc can be highly useful in proper owlet identification. Eye and bill color can also be helpful in identifying baby owls, though some young birds have a slightly different coloration than mature birds. For owl species that have ear tufts, owlets may also show short fluffy nubs on their heads. Though they lack the full shape, coloration, and dexterity that mature owls will have with their ear tufts. The wings may also develop early in owlets, and the young birds may show bearing or other markings on their first flight feathers while their bodies are still covered with indistinct down. For example, barn owls who live on every continent except Antarctica. The barn owl's heart-shaped face or facial disc collects and directs sound toward their inner ears, which are situated inside the facial disc just behind their eyes. Owlets develop rapidly. By 3 weeks of age, they can swallow a whole shrew or small mouse. At 8 to 9 weeks, they begin taking practice flights. Imagine how adorable that looks. Baby owlets are totally adorable, especially with few feathers. Wouldn't you agree? And those eyes, I mean, come on. Number 2. Baby pigs. Little piglets, what could be more fitting than a roundup of these adorable oinking mammals? Often the movie Babe or a plate of tasty bacon first comes to mind when people think of pigs. But there's so much more to these brilliant barnyard creatures than breakfast. Did you know, for example, that pigs are smarter than the most kids under the age of 3? Or that there are twice as many pigs as there are people in Denmark? Pigs aren't just good for looks with their cute snouts and curly tails. They're incredibly intelligent animals too. In fact, it's been proven that pigs are smarter than dogs and even certain kinds of primates. In fact, they're so intelligent that piglets can learn to run towards their mother's voices and learn their human-given names within 2 weeks of their birth. When are you gonna catch up, human babies? Not only are they playful, curious, and communicative, but they form close bonds with pigs and other species of animals too. When they're sleeping or if it's just a little chill out, they love to cuddle up. Often snout to snout for warmth and comfort. Can you think of anything cuter? Number 3. Baby polar bears. Despite the fact that they are perhaps the most ferocious predators on Earth, we love these white cuddly teddies. Being dangerous has nothing to do with whether humans consider something cute or not. People consider polar bear cubs cute because they're small, fluffy, and behave like something young. They aren't as coordinated as their adult counterparts, which is funny and cute in human eyes. Adult polar bears are fluffy, which humans generally consider cute. They also act like humans in some ways, but since they obviously aren't as good as them, it is considered funny and cute. They also just sit there, which is funny and therefore cute to humans. Baby polar bears are born in the snow. In the fall, a mother bear will tunnel into a big snow bank or sometimes frozen earth, digging out a den that she will spend months in. Usually between November and January, 1 or 2 cubs are born. The family doesn't come out of their snowy home until spring, when the cubs are able to walk. Pretty soon, the mother bear leads them to the sea to teach the cubs how to swim and to get back to that all-important eating. Number 4. Baby hippos. I guess even with animals, the deadliest of them were once little and fragile things that needed protection. Hippos have something of a reputation for being rather cantankerous creatures. But you wouldn't really believe it when you see these cute little critters. Hippopotamuses are thought to be around 55 million years old, and they come from sub-Saharan Africa, and their name means river horse in ancient Greek. A newborn calf typically weighs between 60 to 110 pounds. Baby hippos are as cute as a button, and they are far from the small size. These newborns enter the world nearly 10 times larger than a human baby. But much like humans, these babies spend their first weeks of life bonding with mom. Number 5. Baby cheetahs. Baby cheetahs are one of the savannah's most adorable sights. These spotted cats quickly evolve from helpless baby to speedy predator. But how do they go from cute cub to deadly hunter? Cheetahs are revered and known for their grace, yet they are very different from other wild large cat species. The baby cheetah grows up very differently to a lion or other cat. Baby cheetahs are helpless and blind when born. The coat is called a mantle and it runs from the back to their neck to their rump. The mantle resembles that of a fierce honey badger and helps protect the baby cheetah through camouflage. The large mantle also regulates their temperature and protects against climate like wind, rain, and sun. Their eyes are closed and their spots very faint at birth, although you'll be able to see the black tail-like stripes on their eyes. Cheetah cubs make soft purring sounds and strange soft squeaking calls to their mother. They do this for her attention and affection. This she provides lovingly and patiently during this time. Number 6. Baby Orangutan. Our planet is home to a great many wonderful things. Some of these things are making the world a better place. And right in the middle of that glorious Venn diagram are cute things that make the world a better place. Like, did you know there is a daycare center for baby orangutans? The relationship between orangutan mothers and their babies is one of the closest in nature. Unlike many animals, orangutan babies stay close to their mothers for up to 8 years, watching, practicing, and learning how to take care of themselves. So the bond between mother and baby is not just sweet, it's also a matter of life and death. But those relationships are in jeopardy. There are 2 orangutan species and both are endangered. The apes live almost exclusively in the treetops, a lifestyle that has become incredibly difficult with the logging boom in Indonesia. An orphaned orangutan is not an uncommon sight in the jungles of Borneo and Sumatra. Those babies are the future, but without their mothers, they don't stand much of a chance. Hence the daycare. Number 7. Baby penguins. World Penguin Day is celebrated once a year, and truth be told, it's a big disappointment. Why? We should be honoring these majestic critters every day of our lives. Alas, we only have Penguin Awareness Day in January and World Penguin Day in April. A penguin is a glorious flightless bird that is arguably the king of the seas. But because humans are humans, we've tried to quantify the penguin's cuteness in normal human terms. That's why you often see references to penguins wearing tuxedos. But the penguin's cuteness transcends human formal wear. Like, take a look at these. The penguin handsome coat is actually crucial to its survival. It could be their immaculate fashion sense, or maybe it's that sweet wobbly gait. But there's no denying penguins are, well, adorable. Now these are fluffy grown adult ones. The infants are chubby little fragile things you have to protect at all costs. Like the rest of the cuddly class, the pandas, koalas, seals and bunnies, they help sell greeting cards and animated movies by tugging at our heartstrings. Aww. Number 8. Baby tigers. Here's some pictures and facts about baby tigers. Tigresses are very cautious and protective of their cubs. Tigresses will risk their lives and have charged at people who have inevitably too near to the den, and will charge at people who are inevitably too near to the den. The cubs are usually moved by the tigress to a safer area. Even in tourist areas where tigers are used to people being around, tigresses will disappear with their offspring during the first months of their lives. We all have this kind of problem with baby tigers. We love them terribly. They are fantastically cute and we want to own one and cuddle it. This is partly because we know that this is a very strong and dangerous animal in the making. That makes a vulnerable baby tiger even more attractive and cute. Tiger cubs weigh about 2 to 4 pounds at birth. The raising and feeding of baby tigers by people is pretty technical stuff, and there's little hard detail on the internet about it. The typical litter size of a tiger is 3 to 4 cubs. Baby tigers are born blind and helpless. The female rears the cubs alone. About half of all tiger cubs in the wild do not make it beyond 2 years of age. A high mortality rate, infanticide, adult males killing cubs, occurs sometimes at the site of kills. At about 8 weeks, the babies explore, leaving the den and following their mother to a hunt, but not joining her on it. About 18 weeks, they are more independent and about the size of a medium to a large dog. Number 9. Baby pandas. Neuroscientists speculate that their snub noses, general cheeks, and toddling gaits may excite circulatory in our brains, normally related to interactions with human infants. Eureka! Now you and I know why we love pandas so much. Likewise, babies have supersized eyes, and pandas' trademark black patches make their eyes appear larger by a factor of 10, part of a facial mask that likely evolved to repel predators. The eye patches seem to have the opposite effect on us. Pandas are also one of the only animals to have a pseudo-numb, a flexible wrist bone that allows them to manipulate objects in a cunning manner. They can stand on their hind legs. They like to frolic in the snow, the list goes on. They even somersault. All pandas have power over us, what Oxford scholars call soft cuddly power. In a recent journal article analyzing the political role of China's ambassador bears, what other countries see is this cute cuddly creature, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes, says Kathleen Buckingham, lead author of the paper which appears in the latest issue of Environmental Practice. They are reclusive, even hostile. They're so romantically disinclined that their survival is threatened. Their primary activity is sleep, and they spend most of their waking hours scrounging for food. Number 10. Baby brown bears. During the fall, a brown bear eats practically around the clock, stocking up for 4 to 7 months, when it will have to live off stored body fat. A grizzly may chow down on 90 pounds, 40 kilograms of food each day. The female brown bear enters her den pregnant with 1, sometimes 2 or 3 baby bears. Mama bear doesn't even wake up as her blind and hairless cub is born midwinter. The tiny bear, about the size of a chipmunk, is just strong enough to crawl into a position where it settles in to nurse. A female brown bear's milk is very rich in fat and calories, so the cub grows quickly. By the time the grizzly wakes up in the spring, her baby is strong enough to follow her out of the den. Cubs live with their mothers for up to 3 years, and then they're usually ready to face life on their own. Wanna own an exotic petting zoo yet? I sure do. Until next time, talkers.